everyday question.
It seems should be we should be live right now. Still cannot confirm it yet on YouTube. Oh yeah, now we are. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to our second stream of 2023. Alex, that's me, and Andrew.
It's another sleeping person.
Another sleepless Saturday morning, another
Yeah,
XT code hour. So that's yeah, we are XTechnology, as you probably know if you follow us. We do different projects. We share our thoughts about these projects. We collaborate on these projects. We try to involve more people in that, and we share it with the YouTube. And as today is a code hour, this one of the most popular formats. In this format, we don't have to prepare much. We don't prepare presentations. We don't prepare theory. We just do a thing 1 hour in a week. And today's topic is Andrew.
so today, as Alex mentioned, we do different projects, start different projects, and explore technology using this project. So today is the day when we start another yet new project. So today we actually wanted to start it from, drawing first, so we understand the whole edge cases and concerns of this new project, and then we can go and code it and
And what is the
collaborate with
project
others.
then, Andrew?
Yeah, I forgot to mention the name. It doesn't have any name yet, but it's gonna be something like bootstrapping, microservices. So we're gonna create a tool which allows you to to bootstrap your new project when you go. For example, when you go and decide to create a new startup or not startup, or like open source thing, you can use this Bootstrap tool to prepare all the folders, to follow the recent standards, security standards, to apply DevOps practices, to apply something which simplify the procedure of deploying of this project to cloud infrastructure and the stuff like that.
Yeah, that's right. So yeah, I just proposed to Andrew like we can do it in the form of a system design interview. We did it. We did a couple of attempts of system design interview before, so I think it's actually a good start for a project like that. Also, one of the goals. Maybe we should document it while we're speaking. By the way, system design actually starts with understanding what we're gonna be building, what we wanna build, and it basically needs some effort, some input from like us product owners in this case, to understand who our users are, how they will gonna use our product, what are the key features this product will deliver. And then we can discuss more non-technical requirements, which can be like how fast it should be and things like that. Let's discuss it on the same order. Yeah, and then we gonna draw high-level architecture, that kind of things, and discuss a bit of technologies, I guess, at that point. And yeah, let's see how it will be. So first is a functional requirement. So what a functional requirements is basically it answers the question what a project will do. Uh, so we can start discussing that. What a project will do, Andrew.
Good question. I think the first thing it should prepare the folder structure of the you know of the of new project.
Generate new project, right?
Yeah.
New project, including oops, projects, folder structure.
So I think also we gonna concentrate mostly on monorepos, right? like
I
when
think so.
you because it's microservices, and we already spent some time exploring all the benefits of Monoripo, so it's gonna be like a great thing to adopt.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. Uh, yeah, I'm thinking right now. Is it, I think it's not a functional requirement, to be honest. It's more like a non-functional to me.
Hmm.
But we need to document it anyways. It's that's true. So let's create already non-functional. Let's try to juggle basically between these two. Non-functional. It's gonna be so for folder structure. Mm, yeah, not folders, project structure. Let's keep this block like that. Project structure. Monoripo first, right?
Yeah.
So when we say generate a new project, and speaking again about function tool will do. Um, yeah, what else? Like, it's a generated project. Any requirements for a project? Further requirements for the project itself?
Uh, Good question. I mean, if we consider how it will generate, right? There's that. I would say we probably can start from CLI tool. Maybe later we can reuse it. Yeah, web version of it. But when we design in CLI tool, we probably can make it in a way uh, like REST API acceptable. So it could be run as a CLI, or it could be run as a server, having the same commands accepting like through the REST API or gRPC, how we decide.
So
If we,
you're saying that the CLI should be connected to some API?
I don't know yet. I mean, it would be nice to develop just one thing, which could be executed in two versions. So first version is a CLI tool which you can run from your terminal. It will ask you all the questions about everything, yeah, and you reply, and it will do the thing. And another version of the same tool is going to be a server version. So when you run it in a server mode or service, it will do the same thing, but it will run as a REST API, for example, and you can connect just a web view for it, and it will work. So I mean, just create one thing like altogether.
Yeah, that's a very good point because so there are different kind of CLIs, right? Like a CLI that CLIs that are standalone, like more like utility CLI, right? That you just
Yeah,
install locally.
I'm referring to this one, a standalone CLI, like the first version.
Yeah, actually, I think you refer to more to like a second one, but I'm not sure
Oh, really?
yet.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's a bit ugly. Okay, let's move it. So we previously we did this sketch with Andrew about the CLI itself. So it has a it can generate it could generate at this point in discussion a backend, front end, infrastructure, and .env. So one monorepo with those all things inside. Then we have for backend we can choose like what technology to use: Nest, Express, or Fastify. For front end, sort of that. React Starter Kit was the beginning thought. Yeah, it can be on this step. We can also choose what service mesh to use, or yeah, what infrastructure layer we want to use infrastructure here. And then like more deep features that we don't want to cover at the first step is like which monorepo you want to actually use, which CI/CD you want to attach to that, what microservices structure architecture you want to use, gRPC, REST, and then later on some other enterprise features. I would even say account management, SaaS, and passport generation and things like that. So yeah, back to that question. Like yeah, I really like this idea. So there are two types of CLI, right? One is a standalone, which doesn't need a server, And this, this kind of CLIs, Git is like that. The npm is like that. However, npm does calls to a registry, but it's for specific reasons. And there is a second type of CLI which does need a server running, and indeed this is helps a lot when you want to have multiple front ends. Like when we say front end, it can be a CLI is a front end, web is a front end, but that requires a server running on the ground. And I mean, CLI as a standalone is like it doesn't need a server, but indeed you have to repeat your code for a web if you want to, or reuse it. Maybe it's actually possible to in our architecture that we plan to like just reuse the same modules if we build them environment independent. So you can just reuse the same plugins, and it will allow you to do the same on web. What do you think?
Yeah, good point. It could be, again, it could be from our side, it could be a Monoripo, which contains at the first step like CLI service and also server service, and we can think how we can aggregate the common modules in some place, as you said, plugins. So then another idea of functional, it should be extendable. So at any time, if you decide to add some new feature or new way of
Layer,
generating layer.
module, yeah, that's a very good one. Is it a functional or non-functional requirement? I think I'm not sure now at this point. Plugins, modules, yeah, but that's indeed what we would be nice to have. All right. Okay, when we think of functional requirements or generate new project, what should be this project? What we want to achieve with this project? Is that limiting some types of projects that we want to generate?
Yeah, I think we're gonna concentrate first of all of JavaScript and TypeScript based projects mostly. I mean, and the tool as well can be JavaScript based. But that's actually a good point to think of. There is no limits actually, right? If we just create as it a boilerplate tool, you can boilerplate whatever you want. But let's say for now we start with JavaScript, but keeping in mind that there could be other projects as well, because at least TypeScript already requires some extra files and folder structures to be created to get this done.
And is it? Are we gonna focus on backend first?
Well, that's probably a question to you as well. I'm not so good in front end, so I can do mostly backend stuff and aware of these things and features. Yeah, so let's say yes, and probably later we can add as a next plan a front end to this backend again in the same monorepo, and then later maybe extra languages.
So when we speak of a backend, we discussed previously in here that we're gonna have this architecture choice gRPC or REST for backend. So is it what we planning to support as a first
So I
citizen?
think it's actually granular structure. If you say so, first of all, you pick the language, right? Then after you pick the language, you pick what you're gonna generate, like backend or front end. It's like a structure going, and yeah, when you decide it, okay, it's gonna be backend. So backend has like extra things to generate. For example, you have to decide what ORM you're gonna use, if you're gonna use any ORM for the database, right? Then it's gonna be what? Yeah, it's a tree of choices.
Oops. Language. Okay, just thinking of a flow right now. So
Yeah.
that's our CLI flow, I guess, or whatever. Language. I guess the first question also is backend or not. But yeah, if we focus on backend, then it's not a question.
I
So
think
you said
it could be also like backend, CLI, and front end, like the next switch.
a CLI, a backend and front end, or front end CLI.
Yeah, backend. I mean, mostly it's more specific, like some kind of service. Because CLI, could you call it backend? Yes and
No, no,
no,
no,
I
no.
think.
You're talking about the tool itself or the project that
So sorry, could you repeat, please?
are you when you think of this flow, are you thinking of a project that is gonna be generated or the CLI tool that we're gonna build? I'm just trying to.
No. What project can do basically? So first of all, it asks, okay, what language? We replied, okay, it's JavaScript.
Mm-hmm.
Then it asks us, okay, well, what you gonna build with this project? Like CLI, backend, front end, whatever. It's not applied for some
Yeah,
reason.
and we also said that we gonna support backend first, but okay.
Yeah. I mean, it's just a flow. Yeah, we will start building from one thing and one tree, just one altogether. But
Mm-hmm.
to be honest, we just should build it enough extendable so we can add basically whatever we want, which fits in this infrastructure, not infrastructure structure of files and.
What environment will you use? And that is gonna be backend or front end, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that sounds good. Oh, man, my skills using Figma Jam is not that good yet. Backend, front end. So the problem was not in Excalibur, you see, it's Android, so it was somewhere deeper.
Okay.
Okay, then then it's probably gonna start asking about technologies, right? Or
Yeah.
Monoripo at this point, or we don't have a choice. We can potentially have this choice in. So technologies, right? Define technology stack. I would say
Yeah. I think Monoripo could be another choice before the backend or front end.
before backend or
Yeah.
front end. Okay.
But again, we just concentrated now on the Monoripo, but we still have this option.
To
Uh,
extend it. Yeah.
yeah. So it will be preset by default to Monoripo, but then later, if you decide to change it, you could.
Monoripo, multi-repo. I'm just thinking for Monoripo, it's sort of straightforward, right? If a user chooses Monoripo, let's say, it will have additional questions. I think I can already imagine that. Like,
Yeah, for sure, actually.
Monoripo, how they split it
You can draw like a tree going the arrow
like that?
going from yeah, and going
It's
down as
still
well.
still ugly, unfortunately for me.
Well, it's not a problem of the tool.
I know, thanks. So this is gonna be a monorepo choice, right? Like
Yeah.
turbo repo. Well, Lerna can be any module, right? All of these are basically just modules, and everyone can contribute their own model if they want.
Yeah.
My God. I'm trying to move this arrow somewhere.
Can you go down? No. Move the arrow down. Down, like, yeah, that's perfect. And now move Turbo Lerna top on top. No, just pick, choose it. No.
Doesn't work. This one?
Okay,
Okay.
good enough.
Yeah. Yeah. Losing it.
I don't know. I never had this problem with Figma. Oh. Yeah. What?
Yeah, that's funny. If you want, by the way, you can. Oh yeah, now it's perfect. Nice.
Yeah, I think it's not just these questions. I mean, when you decide about your, if it's gonna be like monorepo, the next question will be about again structure, where you will be storing your packages, like what folder or something. Do you remember we have a folder by default like packages, but you can decide whatever you want.
So you think it should be part of this? Yeah, I mean, every question, every block here is we can think of it as a module, right? And every module
Yeah.
is gonna be should be extendable, sort of.
But
Okay.
yeah, let's keep it in mind just for now, and we can just continue with the technologies. I mean, the backend, front end, maybe.
Yeah, back and front end. What else we can add there? Back and front end. Then, of course, the technology stack, the architecture, right? Microservices architecture, REST API, gRPC, that kind of things. I would say for backend again. For front end, it would be a separated tree, decision tree. Okay, so it's already growing in terms of modules. I think it should return actually here something like that, but I don't know how to draw it. Come on.
You can put the backend arrow goes a bit down. Yeah. Just go. Yeah, and then return it back. This arrow.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun.
Yeah, next time I could try this.
You can still do that. It's in our shared account, so you can.
Okay, let me try to go there.
So like, what technology is gonna be using backend for front end? Then we said the architecture question for backend at least. Architecture or technology stack, tech stack will you use for backend, front end? For backend first, it's gonna be gRPC, REST API. We said well, potentially GraphQL. You hear, Andrew?
Yeah. I'm just trying to get into this Figma.
Okay.
I think actually the next thing, or maybe everything of starting from back and front end could be like a multi-choice. Like you can pick backend and then you can say, okay, I want to add front end as well, or I want to add gRPC as well, a part of REST. Because if you like a website and then underneath microservices, it could be on the front end is using would use REST API, and then underneath it it's gonna be microservices of gRPC. That's quite common thing.
Yeah, yeah. I see that. I think at this point I can start doing something like a CLI init is gonna be the first command. Then we have a CLI add, and that can basically add modules starting from somewhere here. So CLI init will will create the Monoripo structure for you. And if you want to add something to that, you should use CLI add, and then it will ask you from that question, like a backend or
Good
front
point,
end.
actually. Yeah, good point. So one command basically takes care of the initial structure. Initial structure.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um,
Oh, you here? Okay.
yeah, let me try.
I also cannot find in here in this session the like figures, like circles and things like that. Is that somewhere in the menu? I cannot find
It's here.
in
Down,
widgets.
down.
I see ellipse indeed. Yeah,
All
ellipses and
figures,
figures. Yeah,
colors.
and stickers. Yeah, I see that. Yeah, nice. Okay. So, because we've been inspired by well, from on a website on a web side of this tool by the let me reshare my browser. We've been inspired by Spring Initializer tool on a website of it. So if you look at that one, it actually generates you a structure for and the key dependencies of your new project. So if we think of that, it covers more like oh, that's a wrong tab. Back to files, quick action. I will reshare it again. So Andrew, you already?
Yeah, I can go.
Okay, nice. Yeah, so this is already a user flow we discussing here. So we skipped some of the key points of the system design, but we're not doing system design. So that's well, we're doing system design, but we're not doing system design interview. That's so good for us. Yeah. Spring Initializer looks like the first part of this journey, like initialize your project. So it will generate you the key dependencies. It will generate you maybe Monoripo structure in our case, not necessary in there, but a name and things like that. So you see already here it has more normal questions like npm init has, right, like a name of it. Oh, Andrew, I see you're really good in that. You're really super skilled. Nice set of arrows. Anyways, where shall we go from here? There can be more models attached to commands. Like a CLI add will be the one of the main commands that we will have, right? It will allow you to basically add blocks, modules to your application, and then you can choose again maybe technology of a microservice to be used, and so that step will repeat again. Maybe even earlier, this arrow should go to the environment again, backend or frontend, but doesn't matter too much right now. And yeah, again, JavaScript and TypeScript also could be a part of CLI add as well, but I'm not sure. What do you think? It's gonna be fun, Andrew said. Let's draw it in. CLI add, what else can we think of in terms of CLI control of this project? Andrew?
Oh, I'm muted. Sorry.
I thought you were not joking. You were not laughing at my jokes. Just that there's
Yeah. Sure. It's usually happens when Alex may make a joke. I usually mute it.
Yeah. So maybe let's try that one. So I asked some feedback on this idea, and actually there is a tool npm init. You can add your initializer in there. Do you know that one?
Not
So
really.
you can
What it
add your
does?
template.
Oh,
Yeah,
really?
basically you can add these questions. You can configure questions. You can configure flows like yes, no, simple flows, maybe even more extended, and then you don't have to install a CLI to generate a project. You can just do npm init and then a name of your package, which will take care of the generating itself.
That's nice. Very nice. I would say it's one of the things, yeah, we need to consider because easy start.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, that's a technology on CLI, first choice technology. Then we can also go with a hygiene or something like that. But first to consider is indeed, I think npm init is good enough.
Yeah, hygiene is gonna be a very nice tool inside for templating. It's really nice as we tried before.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Then. Yeah. What else? Where you want to go from here? I mean, we can also extend this questionnaire of the user
Yeah.
flow.
Let's go with questionnaire because CLI more commons. I think that's fair enough for now. Just have two commands, CLI init and CLI add, which you can start
Yeah.
from your own CLI tool or from npm init. What you say?
And then later on, we of course can add more granular control on even deploy, right? You want to deploy your
Yeah.
project.
Yeah. Deploy also involves some stuff. Yeah, some extra stuff be done.
CLI deploy. What else can we think of for like a high level? What looking at also at that. So CLI deploy
maybe
would be
test as well, like which will run all the
all the
tests. So
tests inside all the
yeah.
packages.
But basically, a kind of an aggregation of turborepo, monorepo commands, which you can call just in one way from your CLI. But
Yeah, and there
again,
are huge.
we already started to think about something more than boilerplate. So if we speak about boilerplate, and this is not something what happens during the boilerplate, and you just create it, initialize, and that's it.
So actually, it can be like a more additional point that we our first priority is indeed the boilerplate, and the control in this monorepo is yeah, maybe we will do that, but it's like a second priority. Second priority, managing the project, like testing, yeah, all kind of maintain,
build, deploy, and stuff
yeah,
like that.
lead. Deploy is a bit different though. It's like it's a control the project. I mean, I would. It's really a good feature to have. Is this feature is one of the that can actually give you so much power. It can sell this project very good. But yeah,
So
let's
let's
put a
start
bit
from
later.
it. If it can sell this project, let's start from it.
Okay, got it. Okay, so yeah, what should we do next? Shall we continue with this questionnaire, you think, or shall we go more into the structure of this modules, into like how we gonna
Yeah, if we probably today have some introduction to this project, so let's go further with structure and the things like that. Because here it's all clear. We can add as many questions as we want, and basically the tree
yeah.
can just grow and grow and grow and grow.
Okay. So yeah, can you go on with the structure? Feels like I want to align it on vertically, but it doesn't. Okay, so you have to do it like that. Okay, every part of an arrow. Okay, doesn't matter. It's a perfectionist in a perfectionist cycle. Oh, jeez. Um, so about the structure, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So we're gonna have modules.
Yes. Modulus, which could be plugged into the CLI. It should have some decision tree based on this question. So own questions, own switches between them.
Model. Model structure. Okay. It's gonna have questions. That's I see. So each model basically is a part of this flow, right? It also has does it have some kind like if they are building blocks, so you can also plug it in, and that means that it needs to define in which order they can be. Should it be added? Like yeah, you cannot add the, let's say, gRPC right after the yeah, what language for your project you use. Well, can be,
Yeah,
but
so basically every model should have a definition to which parent it depends to, kind of. I don't know. Depends to JavaScript, for example, and or JavaScript and basically the previous model. It should be connected somehow to some previous model. And
so
it
we
should,
need to define the main steps, I think, first. Like it is, so the structure will be growing. It's indeed like a tree, and then you need to, yeah, you need to somehow refer to the items in this tree. I think we need to start with some kind of steps, right? The identifier of a steps, like,
yeah.
and they can grow dynamically, of course. But yeah.
Yeah, I think it should be something like ID. So it should be it should be like two fields like ID and parent. So ID that I would suggest to be like, for example, what do we have? Like first thing is a project. For example, it's JavaScript, then slash, what else? Then slash another, and then slash the real ID of this real. Did you get it?
On ID, or was it, or like a parent field? I didn't get it.
Yeah. Let me just do the thing here. Here I would say like say JS options. Did we have again backend?
So you think you're gonna encapsulate steps already in ID?
NestJS, kind of like that, and parent gonna be that. So yeah, I mean we don't need even a parent here because we already know what's gonna be a parent from the ID. Yeah. Not sure how it's useful though, but we dynamically can understand what should be. And also maybe we should have some registry file, JSON. Let me try to copy. Actually nice that we can
Yeah, collaborate on that. Yeah, indeed. Yeah,
yeah
it's super cool.
registry of modules. And if we think of it like this, like a JSON, right? You can specify this ID just once in this JSON. If you try
Is this
to
local registry of modules, or it's like a
yeah
server-side
it's
one?
it's inside the CLI somewhere.
Good morning.
File name.
We missed lots of good morning from yeah, I'm not sure how to pronounce your name. Sorry, Bashkar probably. Do you have any questions, anyone? Is it local registry, or it's a global one, like a npm sort of registry?
It's within the repository. Sorry, delete it.
Within the repository,
So
like
yeah,
again, tool repository.
so when I creating let's imagine I collaborator, I creating a new module. I need to create this model structure first, and then I define the ID, and then I need to put this ID in this registry at the same repository. So the whole thing that you cannot, as it is an object, you cannot reuse, you cannot use the same ID, so it will be unique among the repository. Do you see
So
that?
basically, it configures what plugins have been used in your project repository.
Right. Here could be actually like you say
I used to work with
plugins.
a CLI tool called O Oakleaf. It's from Heroku team. So they built this for themselves, and it has a lots of very powerful plugin and pluggable system. You basically you have commands, you can extend them with hooks. You can also derive them from some classes, like a more OOP structure. So yeah, they already have something in there for sure. And I also
Do you have
have
an
a
example
configuration.
so we can check it?
Yeah. Do I have another example? Well, not that I do have it from here. It's just some configuration. Yeah, I remember it was super extendable. Like you have a way to add a hook to your command, and the hook can be shared like like just additional cross functionality inside the repo. So this is about the tool itself, not about the project that have been generated. So you have plugins. Plugins are you can extend commands with plugins. You also can you also have hooks. Hooks is just Yeah, very dynamic things that you can register. For configuration, you definitely have something for configuration for configuring it all. It basically allows you to it has from a box a way to store your configuration, like anything you can put there, like whatever you want to keep. It will have a store already from the box, and you can just add there. So it just stores a file in your local. It doesn't need to be in a repository. I think it uses the local yeah, it's a home directory by default. It's apparently there is a Linux standard that allows you to attach some files in your file system, and that yeah, it's kind of standard, but yeah, no one knows about it. But these guys figured it, and they use this local file store to put your configuration in. So they use something I like, I would say. Hooks, like you say, my command will use just attach these functions. You describe these functions somewhere in your packages, separate packages, and then you can call them inside your commands, like await this config run hook, and that would be a name of a hook. So it's a dynamic tool. What else did it has? Do I remember that correctly? Well, it also has lots of built-in UX way things like spinner, like table. Yeah, most of the modern CLIs in npm have it already. Yeah, but this is nice view anyways. I'm not sure if that can be used inside the npm init. Yeah, I mean, you definitely can use effects inside the npm init, and I think you might want to use Oakleaf as well.
Yeah, it sounds good.
Yeah, to be honest, it was quite a while ago, like 2 or 3 years when I used it, and my experience with that was a bit um, different. It was not always brilliant, but overall, it's yeah. When you talk about extendability, like pluggable systems, that's where it's great. I think it has a nice structure in the commands. It has lots of ways to extend it. It also has a TypeScript, of course. Yeah, but another tool to consider, let's say. Let's put it in here. Yeah, speaking about the CLIs, I can also go to next tools. So we also have a glue gun. So also nice. I think you explored it once, if I'm not mistaken. I send you this glue gun toolkit for building. Yeah,
I have the one like this at home.
Where do you have it?
At home.
Okay. Yeah, so this one is a bit different. It doesn't have this yeah, huge ecosystem of pluggable hooks and plugins and tools. But what I like about GlueGun is it has a lot of functionality in place already. It's also very good quality functionality. Like they really thought to make it as much as yeah, as less size as possible, as fast as they can. So they chosen the tools very carefully, and they also have like a generation of folders functionality from the box. But if you speak about the collaboration over the tool itself, which is a part of our non-functional requirements, I think that's where Oakleaf is better. It basically was built for that reasons already. So yeah, that's my 2 cents. But anyways, so model structure definition. We said that the ID already contains information about parent, where it will go in a parent. This is a tool. This is a tool, right? Definition. It will have. And what is these questions, Andrew?
I mean, it's questions which could be which could lead you to new modulus, for example.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
every question have an extra tree peak.
Mm-hmm.
So if you go there, it's gonna be one thing,
Mm-hmm.
and then
Mm-hmm.
you can plug the special module for you
Mm-hmm.
know NestJS gRPC
Uh-huh, uh-huh.
preferably.
Yeah. Is it something like that, Andrew? Correct me if I'm wrong. So imagine this is our terminal. We have a CLI. We say CLI install plugin. Yeah, my awesome plugin. My awesome plugin. Yeah, my awesome CLI plugin. One. And then this guy, based on what is described inside this model plugin structure of my awesome plugin CLI 1, it will basically add this CLI core generator functionality. So now, let's say we added this NestJS gRPC. So my CLI, when I ask it CLI add, it will already add functionality from this plugin, and it will ask you CLI, yeah, do you want to use gRPC? Is that like that?
That's another good point. I mean, I was basically speaking about the way when we have our CLI repository of the tool, where we, ask other people which want to, add whatever they want to add, follow some specific structure,
Yeah.
and then this thing is getting merged into this repository, and then
Yeah.
uh, it becoming accessible for everyone. But
For
this is
everyone
another point.
inside this repository.
No. I'm speaking about the repository of the tool. So we will publish this tool somewhere, yeah, to npm or somehow, and then you can do npm install global CLI, and then you can use this tool inside your terminal, right? So I'm speaking about this tool which we will be developing all together. And another point you just mentioned, it's a good point. I don't know. I've been doing a lot of some stuff for Brew package manager for macOS. Yeah, and this is basically what they allow to do. They allow you to contribute inside their core functionality, so it will appear in the search. Another, by the way, function to do search, CLI search, to find some specific model you want to use, maybe. Okay. Yeah, so if your model, your extension, your plugin is getting merged inside this core functionality, it will be accessible and available for everyone who use this tool. And another way, as you mentioned, you can just tell, here's my GitHub with this tool, like you written just now, like CLI
Uh-huh.
add. So it could be actually, yeah, my awesome name, then slash, yeah, my awesome CLI plugin, and then, yeah, then it's getting added to your personal thing, and you can use it inside your personal terminal, but not among others.
Yeah.
Do you
So
see?
yeah, I see what you're saying. So I think the first approach is more like a monolith, and I'm not sure how yet how it's working when you described like with Brew. Like, will it be adding it on? Yeah, is it adding it to a project already, or you just Okay, okay. So yeah, then I see it's as a monolith, so you can contribute and then you get this functionality from the box. Or this is a second approach, is like more pluggable. So in the second one, because yeah, that's what I was speaking about Oakleaf. Now I have Oakleaf in my mind. Is very very good. Like you have a we as a tool, when we deliver a tool, this is basically the core functionality, right? The core is taking care of the module plugin structure, definition, questions, order, whatever, maybe registry, if we talk about it later. But when you want to install something addition, like some steps between the main one defined, you just say this indeed like CLI install, and it will add it to your local. And what is cool about it, it will also save it in your dev dependencies of your project, not a tool. So in your monorepo structure, let's say, and that would mean that everyone who wants to contribute to the project, not to a tool, will also have it. So it will be on that point, it will be actually saved, stored. This state will be stored in your repository. You don't have to do anything extra for that. And Oakleaf actually supports it from the box.
That's nice. Yeah. I would say maybe next time we're gonna do a research of both tools and maybe highlight the points we need to from both of them, and which is nice from and basically pick one of them. I think yeah, it's good to just to have ready to go solution instead of creating your own.
Ready to go, like a first approach that you described, you mean?
Yeah, no, I mean there is no point to create our own thing from the 0 point if we
Oh,
can
yeah, yeah,
just
yeah,
go and
yeah.
take one and
Reuse
use it.
frame, reuse whatever library with which helps us. That's true. Yeah. Mm-hmm. But what you said, we can discuss what would be the best approach. Was it about what we just discussed, like the brew versus this pluggable, or was it about something else?
No, 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 I was saying like we can consider both tools which you just mentioned uh, to be using inside our structure. I don't know which. I don't know both of them basically. That's the
Which one
thing.
are you? What do you think is npm init and Oakleaf? Is that what you say, or glue gun?
Oakleaf and Blue Gun.
Yeah, yeah. Glue gun
Blue Gun.
don't take into account. I think it wouldn't
Okay.
fit.
Then
Yeah.
it's picked.
Yeah, I mean, I for other reasons I would prefer glue gun, but it's not having this structure of pluggable. Um, well, you see that actually it does has most of the CLIs in JavaScript. They can dynamically attach functionality from other modules, and you in here in GlueGun apparently you have a way to attach yeah, everything from node modules that has a movie prefix will be tried to attach to a GlueGun. So they're extendable. That's like even the uh, Commander. Do you know that one? Commander JS?
Yeah.
No? Yeah, you know that?
Yeah. Heard of it.
So one of the pioneer functionality, like 100 millions per week downloads, just some tool. Yeah, what I like about it, it doesn't have any. It's like basically zero dependency tool, and yeah, it was very for a long time in the community. I think from the really early days of Node.js, like 2009, maybe 2010, I don't know. So yeah, but that one is yeah, a bit yeah, how do you say, a bit too mature. And it's I think it's also nice that it's maybe 1,000 lines inside, so it's not it's very small, very tiny. Yeah, you see, it doesn't have dependencies. It has dev dependencies only. Cool.
That's a nice
And
point. No reason to scan your repository for security and stuff like that.
yeah, I like zero dependencies as well. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I think that was it. Then for the next session, we can consider indeed like what you just said, Oak Leaf. Okay, let's consider glue gun, like you suggested, hygiene, yeah, commander, whatever. So about npm CLIs, that's I know a little, so I can follow up on that. Anything else for the next time?
I think probably create a project
Yeah, let's create a project then.
next time.
Next time. And give it a name, Jesus.
Yeah, that's the hardest part.
Yeah.
I need to check all my registered domains, though, to suggest some solutions.
Name tech to tech and start with the project.
Yeah, very straightforward steps.
All right then. Thanks a lot for your time, Andrew. Let's continue next time.
Yeah, see you next time. Thank you
And
everybody for joining.
yeah, have
And
a
good
great
morning, everyone.